This is Richard back at you. This is video 3 of 4 that we're doing on this 99 GMC Yukon from Arizona. This is a pretty cool deal. This has got a auto 4-wheel drive transfer case in it. In other words, you can push auto, you can push 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel low. The auto 4-wheel drive feature on these are pretty cool. I'll show you how this works here in just a second, but we already got the transmission built. Trent's putting it back in now. We got a transmission cooler we're putting on it too, and we're going to be doing the transfer case too. That way we can get this one-time shop type thing done for this man. So let's get this thing apart. Is that good enough, Trent?
That sounds good to me. Let's go, baby. This man is doing work today, let me tell you.
He's got some really heavy-duty seals. That's what I like about these transfer cases here. Got this little hole right here that points down. It's got a little mark right here that when you put it in, it'll line up with this piece here. You can see it. And then this is your drain hole. So that's how you put that seal in. A lot of people don't even know that. They probably put the hole up. But it actually goes like that. Hold down. That way if any dirt or oil, it'll come out that weep hole right there.
Yes, sir.
So now this is your electric motor right here that actually operates the transfer case. Locks it into 4-wheel, auto 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, or anything like that. Got a lot of Loctite on there.
Yeah, on there.
It's got a nice little gasket here that seals it all the way around. That way none of the dirt gets in here. You can see the seal's been leaking, got a little fluid in there. Mm-hmm. But we change that out when we take that apart. We'll pull the shaft out and there's actually a seal in there too. So.
Sweet.
We got all kinds of input and output speed sensors for the 4-wheel drive system on this thing. You got a front output here. These sensors will interchange all over the transfer case. You got 2 output speed sensors here. They look identical. You can put them back anywhere you want to. There wasn't no codes in this vehicle. It was actually an operational vehicle here.
Yep.
Now, this little rubber plug right here is bad about leaking and causing all this oil to come down. You see all this mess right here on the back of here. But also this thing is bad about cutting the case right through here where the pump is. This transfer case actually has a pump that the dry shaft turns and lubricates all the internal parts in the transfer case. So sometimes you'll see holes cut in the case all the way around in certain areas right here. And we physically have an updated piece that goes inside this transfer case where the pump comes in here and locks into these tabs and doesn't cut on the case. So we're going to get this apart and I'll show you where this sets in there and how it's already started cutting on the case. I don't see any leaks on the outside of the case yet where it cut all the way through like they normally do, but we'll get it apart and see.
She's a little nasty.
Yeah. Can you pull this bolt here, Trent, for the wiring harness?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is a 246 GM transfer case. I probably said that earlier, but you can identify it right here by this top number. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a magnesium case.
I think some of these are.
Yeah, I don't think it's aluminum, so it's kind of, if you get case that's got a hole cut in it from the pump, you got to know how to weld magnesium to repair the case. So you can get an epoxy to plug the holes to. We've done that before. But a snap ring right here that you got to get down in here and pull that, open it up and pull that out. Can you see that snap ring?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what we got here, this is the little metal shield they put in there for the pump not to wear in the case. And normally this will break off after time because I only got it anchored in one spot right there. It's kind of a jicky thing. See it right there?
Mm-hmm.
Normally that falls off and it's laying in the bottom of the case. But where they start wearing at, see, this one here hasn't even started wearing yet because it hasn't physically broke through here.
Wow.
But once it breaks through there, it starts just cutting the case in half. And next thing you know, you got holes.
So you can see.
Can you see it a little bit?
Rub mark right there. But we are serious. They do. They
Yeah.
put the case.
And I
in
think
that.
this sits down in there just like that.
Yep.
And now the pump rubs on all 4 tabs like that. If you take this out, move it out of the way, you can come in here and you can set this on the pump like that. And now it rubs on these metal tabs instead of, this thing's real sharp edged right here, and you can see it'll physically cut the case like a knife. So a little bit of upgrade that we do there on every one of them, because if you don't, it's going to come back and get you. Just look at your bearings really good for any type of wobble. Set this down here where it's not so on apart. And here you got one of your output speed sensor rings here that it counts. Sensor comes inside, sets like that. I had somebody ask me why I shake and why Trent shakes. Is because we've kind of got a hereditary type shaking thing that goes on in our family a little bit.
It's called genetic hand tremors. Look it up. It's a thing. I never thought it was a thing until I went to the doctor.
If it's in the morning, it's IHOP coffee though. But we do have that issue a little bit.
That's funny.
But this is a little spring that goes in there. It kind of keeps this from wobbling around. Once you put this together, it kind of stationary.
Stationary, you said?
There you go. You say it better than I can.
Yes, sir.
But that's what that does there.
Uh-huh.
And this here is physically the pump. Right here, you got a rubber O-ring you don't want to lose, but you can see right there. So I think you can see down there. I thought you could see in there. You can't. Oh, you kind of see down in there.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Kind of looks like a...
Just your regular pump in a transmission, kind of.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the drive shaft turns that, and that's lubricates all the components. Like I say, this thing has clutches in it. It doesn't have any hydraulic operation. It's all electronic for the motor and stuff like that.
It's pretty nifty how they work.
Yeah, we do a lot of these.
We do a lot of rear ends, transfer cases, transmissions, of course.
Now, these sprockets are interchangeable. There's no difference in the gear counts or anything, so if you do get them mixed up, it doesn't matter. And here's our suction screen here for the pump. And you can kind of see in here all the silicone and the trash that's really on this magnet from over sealing this transfer case. They just put so much in there and it falls in the inside, and it just slowly, after years of time, it falls off and plugs the filter or the suction up and causes havoc.
Can cause havoc.
Yes. Now we're going to pull this apart here. This up like this. I'll pull this out like that. I'm going to explain this a little bit too, because this here is the auto 4-wheel drive right here. Now what happens is the motor comes up, lifts this lever up right here, and pushes on this retainer right here. And right inside here are some clutches, like a transmission. It has a clutch pack. So when the computer sees that the front tire starts spinning, the computer lifts up on this fork, pushes on this clutch, which locks the front drive shaft in. That's called auto four-wheel drive. Now when you put it in four-wheel drive, the computer pushes on this and physically holds it on all the time.
Gotcha.
But in auto four-wheel drive, it brings it on, off, only when needed, when it sees tire slippage at the front or the back.
Is that snap ring broke?
No, that's the way that's made. I'm going to show you this little thing here. This is pretty cool. I've done a lot of these little dudes, but let me get this off. It's kind of a half moon snap ring right here.
Gotcha.
Like that.
Yes, sir. Sweet.
But when you take this apart, this thing's pretty cool. See, it's got clutches in it. Like an automatic transmission.
That's crazy.
Okay. Now they have changed this clutch up a little bit. Now this could have been rebuilt before, or who knows. But I'll show you the difference now. This is a Dodge diesel overdrive clutch. It's the exact same clutch. I get them in here all the time with this clutch in it, right here. If you take this apart right here, if you look, it's physically the same clutch.
Wow.
Just different design material. So we get them in here all the time with these clutches, this factory Dodge overdrive clutch in it. So it is the same clutch. This is the first time I've seen this clutch here. I don't know if it's an aftermarket or something like that, but I'm not sure if it's GM, because I've never seen it before, and I've done 100 of these. So but you do see the variations in different. So
remember that, guys. You can put a Dodge clutch.
Yep, in this we've done it all the time. When we overhaul these things, we put them Dodge clutches in there.
Wow. Yeah, I've never seen
I
that
use the green one only though because it's a high aggressive clutch like this. But this transfer case does take special fluid. It's called Auto Track. So let's look down here, make sure nothing's busted or anything like that. Nice and clean. Let me get down in here. You can take that fork out right there. See, it's already got some silicone wrapped around it. Fork looks really good. Now you can get in here, pull your low range sun gear and stuff out. Let me get that out of there. Come on, get out of there.
It's got to be in a certain spot.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do it. Come on. Get out of there. See, normally when I'm not doing a video, I can do it real easy. But
Putting pressure on you.
got pressure on me today. Come on, get out of there. Let me see if I can just kind of... That spring is so hard to turn. Let me get that off there, because there's your detent. Do it right there really quick. Good wrong one. It's got a little slider in there. This is what you feel it going click, 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 click when you move your
Gotcha.
shifter on your four-wheel drive. If you could feel this one, you can't feel. Come on, get out. There we go. Now, these are your shift fork inserts, what we call. Kind of come in a nice little pack. You can change them out. None of them's broken or anything or damaged the fork. Looks really good. You want to look here for any type of wear where this locks in on both sides. Looks really good. One, two.
Must have done that once or twice.
Yeah, use a small screwdriver, that way you don't damage it. Don't take a big old wacky one and take half the aluminum out of the case. But this is really hard. It's already gotten brittle. This is a two-way seal. It's designed to keep fluid from going either direction. If you know it's got a seal on this side, it's got a seal on this side. So, look down in here. Look at this planetary. Come on, come on, come on. Some of these snap rings are tough babies. You can get them out. Yeah. Now you want to get in here and look at this stuff in here and make sure none of these washers are busted or anything like that. Because you have a little washer with little tabs on it. Sometimes these will break off and start spinning, then it chews all this washer up. This one here doesn't have the tabs. See? So you just want to look at that really good. Also, you want to get it in and look for any type of wear in here where this gear locks on. Because if you get wear in here, this thing can jump out of gear, jump out of four-wheel low and stuff like that. So it looks really good. Pretty impressed. So make sure none of these pins have turned hot, turned purple or anything like that on both sides. Make sure it don't wobble. Looks really good. So basically just a little bit of wear. We'll put some new clutches and seals and stuff back in this thing. Put that new pump guard and stuff like that in here. Let me get through one more thing really quick. I wanted to show you. I forgot something. This seal right here. This seal right here has its own inner race. So if you hold it, it turns. Can I turn it? Let me see. See how it turns? Like that. So this presses into the case. This presses onto that shaft. These seals are $50 a piece. And I've rent probably 10 of them before I got the art on putting this seal back on this shaft. Because you have to put them both on at the same time. You can't put this one on, this one on. This does not come apart. So just remember that this is a very hard seal to put on, and it's $50 a seal. So
might show them how to put it on later.
I might do a video later just to show you guys if I mess it up or not. So if y'all need anything, give us a holler at Precision Transmissions. Y'all have a great day.